Stay tuned to the local broadcast station for further information and instructions. This is a state emergency alert system. We are turning now to local station programming. Media for information and instructions from civil defense.
Okay, we were watching a movie, and got a message from a friend that there was a tsunami warning, or actually tsunami watch, first of all, in effect, because there was an 8.8 earthquake off the coast of Japan. It's Thursday night, 10:20 p.m. here in Hawaii, and so Larissa and I are getting ready to take a walk on out of the harbor in order to be safe and head offshore for a few miles, as many as necessary. They say that if you're in more than 600 fathoms of water, you're okay. That's 3,600 feet. That's just over 1,000 meters, and the waters less than half a mile offshore here are like 6,000 feet or 6,000 meters. Anyway, we don't have to go very far, but we're going to go farther than that. And cross our fingers, because if a tsunami comes to this whole area, it could be really devastating, and it's quite frightening. So we've listened to the weather, the National Tsunami Watch, I don't know, on channel 16 on the VHF and on the Weather Channel, and they're also interrupting broadcasting on the regular FM radio stations for tsunami warnings. It's moved from a watch to a warning, and the tsunami towers that are planted around the island have just gone off with a loud siren. You'd think it was like World War III or something. So we're thankful that the warning system is in place, and better safe than sorry. We're going to get the hell out of Dodge. Kim and Greg next door on Honukai are going to first take their vehicles up the side of the mountain, up the side of the volcano here, and park them and come back, and then get their boat, and they're going to go offshore too. So far we've seen one fishing boat leave and one sailboat leave in the last 10 minutes. So we're putting stuff away, and in a few minutes we should be headed out. It's 10:20, 10:22, and the first arrival, I remember hearing on the radio, was Honolulu, was 3:13. So we have approximately 5 hours. That's plenty of time for us to get away safely and ride it out, and hopefully not worry about it too much. But it's certainly frightening and interesting, and the first time for us. Less than 24 hours back on the boat after our trip to Rio. So we hope and pray that everyone can take proper precautions and everyone is okay, and that the warning can go back to a watch that can turn into just a bunch of strong currents or some waves, I don't know, but not a tsunami wave. So anyway, God bless, and see you soon.
Tsunami warning is in effect for the state of Hawaii at 9:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. An earthquake occurred at 7:46 p.m. with a preliminary moment magnitude of 8.8. The epicenter is located near 38.2 latitude, 142.5 east longitude, or in the vicinity of Honshu, Japan. A tsunami has been generated which could cause damage to low-lying coastal areas within the state of Hawaii. Tsunami wave heights cannot be accurately predicted, and may be a series of waves which could be dangerous for several hours after the initial wave arrives. Urgent action is recommended to protect life and property along potential inundation areas. Estimated time of arrival for the state of Hawaii: Nawiliwili, 2:59 a.m. Honolulu, 3:13 a.m. Kahului, 3:20 a.m.
Okay guys, tsunami update, potential tsunami update. It's midnight, just after midnight. We left the harbor about a half an hour ago, and we're motoring out pretty much straight offshore. We're already more than a mile, and the water here is reportedly 1,000 meters deep already, so that's pretty good. I think the battery's gonna go. Anyway, A lot of boats have left the harbor. We're out. There's boats sort of all around us, every direction. You won't be able to see any of them, but they're there. There's the coast of Kona Kialua. See the lights back there. The harbor's in that direction. Anyway, it's a tense moment. It's a little bit strange. People are worried. Apparently long lines at the gas stations, Home Depot, grocery stores that are open for the emergency, and it's a strange moment. Larissa's tense, but getting better, and we're gonna just ride it out. There's nothing we can do anyway, and the safest place of all to be is in deep water, so that's where we are, and that's where we're going to continue to go. The first wave of the waves should start to hit Kauai in about 3 hours, and within an hour it will really have moved down the entire island chain, the big island being hit last as it's further to the east, and the wave is apparently moving, of course, from the earthquake, which was off of the coast of Japan. The wave that affects this area, of course, is moving to the east, and apparently there's a warning even on the Oregon coast, perhaps Northern California, I don't know. Yeah, here comes the Coast Guard. So I'll listen to this and we'll get back to you. Ciao. Okay, guys. It's 2:45 or something like that, or maybe 10 minutes to 3 in the morning. We're like 7 miles off the Kona coast, and the tsunami is supposed to hit Kauai about 200 miles north, actually northwest of us, in the next 10 minutes. So the radio, which has been broadcasting non-stop information, should tell us more about that event. Anyway, we're like a hell of a long way off the shore. We're in about 2,500 meters of water, so it's pretty deep and super safe apparently. There's a light breeze, lots of stars in the sky. I unfurled the staysail for some stability because it is a little bit wavy, but not tsunami wavy, it's just normal wavy. And we're motoring at like idle speed. Like I said, we're about 7 miles offshore, so we should be more than fine. We're actually one of the furthest boats out compared to the other 40 boats or so that I saw between us and the coast. It's a weird moment. It's a really weird moment, knowing what's supposed to be coming and wondering what it's going to be like, look like, feel like. The authorities have been apparently very active, and people have evacuated and filled up with gas and bought water and got out of the low-lying areas and the tsunami inundation areas, and they did a drill like this about a year ago after the Chile earthquake, so seems to be people were on top of things, and hopefully the waves will come through the islands and leave most everything unscathed. But time will tell, and I just wanted to put another soundbite in here. I guess since there's no lights, you can't really see anything. You might see some lights behind me, but that's really it. That's on the coast. So anyway, more news soon, and thanks to AT&T's great 3G network, I'm more than 7 miles offshore, and keeping in touch with friends and family on Facebook and email and the blog. So hopefully no one's worried about us anymore, because we're certainly fine. So that's it. More news when we get it. Oh, and we're bow into the probable wave direction, and all the hatches are closed. So more news when we get it. Ciao.
Weather Service with a tsunami warning from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. A tsunami warning remains in effect for the entire state of Hawaii at 2:45 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. An earthquake occurred at 7:46 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, March 10th, off the coast of Honshu, Japan, near 38.3 north, 142.4 east, with a magnitude of 8.9. Sea level readings do confirm that a tsunami has been generated, which could cause widespread damage. Urgent action should be taken. A tsunami is a series of long ocean waves. Each individual wave crest can last 5 to 15 minutes or more and extensively flood coastal areas. The danger can continue for many hours tsunami wave heights cannot be predicted, and the first wave may not be the largest. Tsunami waves efficiently wrap around islands, so all shores are at risk. The trough of a tsunami wave may arrive first, temporarily exposing the seafloor, but will again flood quite quickly. Since local conditions can cause wide variation in tsunami wave action, the all-clear determination must be made by local authorities. Waves should begin arriving along the shores of Kauai within the next few minutes, then reach Oahu around 3:21 a.m., Maui at 3:27 a.m., and the Big Island by 3:46 a.m. Bulletins will be issued hourly or sooner if conditions warrant. The tsunami warning will remain in effect until further notice. Please listen to local news media for information and instructions from Civil Defense. Thank you.
Yep, at least on the ocean side. So if it goes over that, we got a good judge of how much water is now coming onto shore. Wow.
Well, that's up to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center for their accurate data and estimated time of arrival, as we already see.
It looks like offshore when the waves are just breaking outside Diamond Head. I wonder if we could go back to Tim if he's standing by with.
Good morning. Welcome to post tsunami update. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're still several miles offshore. The reason we're not in a hurry to get back is that the harbor is closed, as are all of the harbors and marinas, public or private, throughout the islands. So we're part of a floating flotilla. We're part of a flotilla of boats out here, just biding our time, hanging out, and most of them are fishing boats, so some of them are actually fishing. Makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, just wanted to show you an active Good Samaritan ship. The smaller boat you see on the right is called Real Aloha, and she broke a tranny line or something. He was whistling, so I kind of motored over slowly, but the larger fishing yacht called Top Shape got there before we did, and so has taken a helping hand in the situation, is going to give them a tow. Although they can't go back to the harbor yet, they're going to go close, I guess, and hang out until things calm down in the harbor and they can get back in. So that's pretty cool. Way to go, guys. That's seamanship in the truest sense of the word. Anyway, it's quite a night, you can imagine. When the actual waves started to come through and hitting Kauai first at just around 3 o'clock in the morning, and then eventually making their way through the islands into Big Island, where we are, at about 3:30, 3:45, something like that. I have to say, we didn't actually feel any specific tsunami wave. There were a couple of stronger waves, but nothing really big, certainly nothing larger than we've ever seen before, so it was really kind of a no big deal to be out at sea. It was really the safest place to be, and I think I know we made the right decision to do that. The only drawback being that we stayed awake all night, or most of it. Larissa and I took turns the last few hours, kind of letting the other one get some sleep. But we're dialed in. We got the VHF cranking out the Coast Guard warnings all the time. The radio stations continue to broadcast emergency messages and civil defense messages, and we're also close enough to shore we can get decent television reception on the TV, so the news is on. Just saw President Obama, and more footage from Japan, and yeah, anyway, so we're hanging out. Just talked to Kim and Greg on Honukai. I'm going to call them back, actually, because we got interrupted by the boat emergency here. Anyway, hopefully everyone's well. We're really sorry about what happened in Japan, and we feel terribly dreadful about the lives lost there, and the families affected, the businesses affected, the communities affected, and just one more reminder of how small we really are and how powerful Mother Nature really is. Yeah, so respect Mother Nature. soon. Reportedly, there's still a large surge coming in and out of the harbor itself, so it's not a safe time to go in, nor a fun time to try to tie up. So maybe we'll see some whales. Maybe we'll go fishing. I don't know. Just lucky to be here and feeling grateful that we managed to come back to Hawaii 24 hours before this all happened. Otherwise, we would have been in Rio biting our fingernails off, worried sick about the situation. So anyway, that's it. More news later. Doing a very good job of filming it, but just did a quick turnaround in the harbor, and haven't reopened the harbor officially, although some boats are going in. Apparently no, they did go in, and I was told by the harbor master it's at your own risk, so the Rich and I are talking about it, what we're going to do.
Maybe Cakes needs to take a look on that.
Yeah, apparently it's still whirlpooly and quite messy inside the harbor, but we can't screw around here all day long. I mean, we're kind of tired. So, anyway, the tsunami warning has been downgraded to an advisory. And on the island of Kauai, all the harbors have been reopened. On the island of Oahu, all the harbors have been reopened with the exception of Kehi, which suffered some pretty bad damage in the tsunami. So that means that Maui and Big Island and the other islands have not opened. So Hanakahau here in Kona is not open officially, but people can go in at their own risk. So we're playing the risk and time game here. Anyway, our slip is still there and it's paid for until Sunday, so we can go in and rest and sleep until Sunday probably. So that's it for now. We'll talk to you soon enough. Cheers!
It's very calm now.
Yeah, it's good. But when we first got here, we got off the boat and the boat was even with our dock, so the tide was up. When I keep over here to help these people for the line to us, by the time we came back, we had to climb down into the boat. So the water was still surging in and out of the water. Yeah. So you guys made the good decision, I think.
Let's
stay now.
Okay, so continuing the future YouTube video, we're back in the harbor, and thanks to our good friends Kim and Greg from Hawaii. Kim was here to receive us. Thanks, Greg. Anyway, it's calm as you can see, as we will have seen. I went and put the film together, and we're just toasting being safe and sound.
The successful Tsunami experience.
Our boats are afloat, and everybody's fine. Yeah, we're all good. So cheers, 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 cheers.